Hey guys, sorry about that.
Better now? Can you hear us okay?
I said go live. He was like, wait, just a second. How's everybody doing? Hey, Island Homesteader. Hey, Kiri. Hopefully, you guys are having a good spring day. We had a glorious day.
82
82.
and sunny. There we are, yes. Hi.
That's a big lag.
You guys hear us okay tonight?
Hey, Nick.
Someone with a wrench finally.
Hey, Nick is our son, and he's finished college. Yay! So we're finally get his support in our live shows being
Yeah.
our moderator.
He usually has a meeting every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, which is the exact same time we go live. So he hasn't been able to join many shows, but work is wrapping up for him, so welcome.
We have so much to share. 80s in Texas, not sunny this morning, but eventually it came out. Gary, I was in Texas last weekend. I just got home like midnight last night,
Mm-hmm.
so that was a really fun trip. Hey, Deep South Texas. Hey,
Laura,
Laura.
hi.
It's been a while, Laura, huh, since you've gotten to join a live show. Feels like it.
Good night.
Good night. But I needed to go see my dad, so I left out early Friday morning and got to spend the day, let's see, all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and most of the day Monday. And the weather was perfect. It looked like night and day. From here, all the trees had leaves. It was amazing. Oh gosh. So Nick's up in the UP of Michigan. Oh, that's okay, Laura. Hey, Leah, Cecil. Did you see Big Bear's live bee swarm this afternoon? I didn't catch that. Did you catch that?
Nope.
No, we'll have to go back and watch it.
Did you get a new hat?
I did get a new hat.
Did you get it in Texas?
I did. Hey, y'all.
Did you hide it and save it for the show?
No. I wore it at home last night and just had it hanging. Just got home at 11 last night. Oh, awesome. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people went, but I haven't really seen any videos
Mm-mm.
of what it was like there and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
hopefully people start posting some stuff.
Yeah.
We're kind of behind on our video watching because she was gone for 4 days and
He
I kept,
saves the good stuff so we can watch it together.
yeah.
So we caught up on a few tonight, and we've got a lot more to catch up on. But it was so beautiful out. We spent most of the evening outside.
Thank you.
He sent me was it a Snapchat?
Yeah.
He sent me a Snapchat. It's like, I just won you some jam. And then replayed your video and showed me. I was so excited.
I was recording them live while they were
Yeah.
live streaming. I was recording it on Snapchat and sending it to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to send it 2-day delivery. Whenever's fine, no rush. But thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Blackberry, right?
Yep, I think so.
My favorite. Next to pear preserves. Pear preserves are my absolute favorite, but blackberry is a close second. So we have a ton to share, so I'm just going to jump right into my favorite thing happening on the homestead right now, and that's spring. So our magnolia tree, last year we didn't get a single bloom because a frost came and killed them all. But this year it is absolutely glorious. And I made Todd get this one picture because that, oh, I just love, love, love magnolias. And having just came back from Texas, all the magnolias down there are in bloom, so I felt like I had a little piece of home here. So Island Homesteader said he didn't record anything. Terrible YouTuber, I know. Shame on you. Southern Arc Homestead said she just did a transfer of her bees. Awesome.
Southern Arc. Okay, I'm checking out your picture. I recognize you. I watched some of your videos. I entered a couple of your contests you had a while back. The name wasn't familiar, but now that I see your face on your little avatar there, now I know who you are. Welcome.
I know. Don't you just love magnolias? Oh, and they smell, yes, Laura, they smell amazing.
I'm distract you for a second. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. So that was fun. Getting to, but come home to a little bit of my reminders of where my family's from.
Oh, no, let's check out the goats. Abigail just put the goats away. Throw the goat cam on real quick and let's see what the goats are doing.
Oh, it's night vision. I don't think you guys have ever seen our night vision version.
Yeah, we usually leave the light on in the barns when we do our live streams for the goat cam, but tonight our daughter just went out and put the goats in, and I've been telling her just turn the light off when you put the goats away. They don't need a night light, so now we have night vision goat cam going on.
Oh, that is hilarious. And she should have filled up the hay before she went to bed. But so if you guys have been here for a while, you know that I cut a few areas where there's a bigger hole about like this. So I would cut like 4 of those smaller holes out. Well, our little spotted one here, that's Philia, she keeps getting her head all the way in there. So I think she got it in there awkwardly enough that she pulled the basket down. And so to let you know status of how the basket's holding up, one of the handles has broken. So it won't last too long. But we didn't get a picture of that to show them. While I was gone, Blair Goat Project. That's great. Oh, Lord, we need some scary music playing. While I was gone down south, Todd built me a proper hay feeder for out in the paddock. And
oh, yeah.
So we'll make sure to show you guys that next week.
I didn't take any pictures of it because I wanted it to be a surprise for you.
Oh, yeah. I saw it this morning when I went out to take care of them. I was so excited. But hopefully very, very soon they're going to be getting out of, and I know I keep saying this, but we actually have the structure that we're going to be using for their goat shelter outside. So hopefully we get that put up here shortly. We're going to be gone again this weekend because, like I said, it's Nick's graduation up at Michigan Tech, so we're taking off Friday to head up to the UP. And I know. Goats are funny.
More you grow, welcome.
Hey, the more you grow. That's Eric.
Is
right?
that Eric?
Yeah, that's Eric.
Oh.
Yeah.
We haven't seen you for a while, Eric.
Right.
No, we haven't gone. We usually catch Eric live when we Instagram. Insta Live or whatever people call it. Instagram.
I'm sure he's been busy wrapping up the semester.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's get off goat cam.
Okay, no more goats. We'll come back.
But you have a big bee update, so I want to give you plenty of time to share with everyone about your bees.
Share about the bees, yes. Nick graduation. Couple more days, buddy. So you guys have known for a while that we had bees coming to the farm this year. And this past weekend,
Oh, we forgot to say hi to Dawn. Hey, Dawn. We love you guys.
yeah, thanks for being here with us tonight. It's killing me right now. Must be end of school year.
Yeah, he was working like on a major project. I think
Yeah,
he's well
like
into
a
his
grant thing
program.
or something for kids or something.
Yeah.
So if you know for a while, we've had bees plan to come to the homestead this year, and I got a call from my bee guy. And when did I get him? Saturday.
Mhm.
Saturday. He said they'd be ready after 4 o'clock. So I went up and picked up my nucleus colony. Um, Basically comes in a small little cardboard box, and we brought them home. And I've seen a number of. Let's see, where's my bee? So here we go. Here is that box on. I don't know if it's going to be the left or the right, depending on how things come across to you guys. The small little cardboard box is what our bees came in. It's a nucleus colony, and there's 5 frames inside of there. And I've read a number of different ways of introducing a nucleus colony to your hive. One is you basically bring it in, you open up the box, and you move your frames into their hive. And that's that. One of the other thought processes behind it is you set it next to your hive in the same orientation, so that little yellow plug, you can pull that plug and that opens the nucleus colony, and then the bees can come out. Hey Cindy, welcome. And you can leave them in your nucleus in their little box for a couple of days like that, and it lets them orientate to their new surroundings, figure out which directions, north, south, east, west, which side of the box is the entrance. So we left them like that.
But you took the plug out, right?
Yeah, I did.
Home.
Yeah, I took the plug out when we got home, and we let them kind of orientate themselves to their surroundings. And
I hated missing it. So I was like all day long Saturday, send me a Snapchat. Send me more videos. I couldn't wait.
Yeah. So I basically left them like that with just the plug out and let them orientate themselves for about 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I did go maybe 12 hours into their 24 hours of recess. I went and gave them feeder to give them some food.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that picture shows the feeder empty because they had already drank it all. But
yeah. And what I've been kind of learning since then is having a feeder like that out in the open right next to your hive can actually be a really bad thing, because the scent from the sugar water can travel pretty far, and what it can do is if there's neighboring colonies nearby, they'll smell that, they'll come in and they'll start robbing. They'll take all the sugar water out of your feeder, then they're going to go into your hive and they're going to rob all of your current bees of all of their honey and all of their stash. Yeah. But I ended up using like half a jar, and they wiped that out in like 8 hours. It was completely empty. And then I went through the process of, and it was actually, I got most of this recorded on footage. I'm going to try to get it filmed into a video for you guys soon. I did not have a proper bee suit yet. I had I think our package from Man Lake that we purchased came with a veil. So I had that, but I didn't have a full suit of any sort. I figured, you know what, I got enough. I'll throw on a jacket. I got some coveralls out in the garage. I'll cover myself up pretty good and go out there and do the transfer. I waited until the evening hours, and they definitely, by 7:30, 8 o'clock, they definitely really calmed down. So I waited a little while, and I went out and I did the transfer. I tried to be pretty quick about it, but I also was trying to identify and spot the queen.
You can see what kind of like capped stuff you
yeah,
had.
And do some good inspection for how much brood do I have, how much honey do I have, how much of the frames are drawn out with honeycomb, that type of thing. So I did do some inspection. I wasn't able to locate the queen.
So
because my queen is basically not marked. So, and I was really nervous too because it's my first time being around these things, and they're swarming around your head, and you just gotta stay calm. And I think I was actually more nervous before I started. Once I got going, I really wasn't that nervous anymore. You kind of calm down, and it seemed to go pretty well.
yeah, they're saying definitely use the internal feeder
Yeah, and that's what I ended up switching to. Um,
once you did the transfer.
yeah, once I did the transfer, I have a top feeder from Man Lake as well. It's the one that holds about 3 gallons of syrup, and it seems to be working well. No more external feeder, no more sugar. Sorry, crowding up you. Um, yeah, it seems to be going well. Bees are really happy. We got some more footage tonight, a little bit, and I meant to throw it in here. Our whole back pasture is covered with dandelions. About every 3 or 4 feet, there's
Yeah.
another dandelion on the ground, and they're going to town on them dandelions. They'll come back and hit their landing board and go crawling in with big old clumps of yellow pollen on their
Oh
legs.
yeah,
So.
I got to go out there tonight with him. He asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, no, I don't think so. He's like, you don't? I was like, well, I really just don't want to get stung. But I'm so excited about having bees too. And and he's like, well, you can wear my coveralls and my other hat. And so I went ahead and went with him nervously. I had rubber bands tied around my wrist and around my ankles
Mm-hmm.
to tie those coveralls tight to my gloves and my boots. And um, they are amazingly calm, calm bees. I'm sure it had something to do with the time of day too, because it was evening.
Mm-hmm.
But the bee guy that we got these from, they're overwintered Michigan bees of no breed that he knows of. They're just, he calls them Michigan mutts. So I don't even know what kind of bees they are, but um, they were very passive and
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
out there. It was really fun to, like Todd said, watch them go in with all the pollen on their legs. Like one of them landed on the landing board. It was like all it could do to pull itself up. Like, somebody help me, this is so heavy.
So Island Homesteader, yes, I did put an entrance reducer on.
Why don't we go ahead and show the video?
Well, this is the video.
Oh, this is the video. Oh.
Yeah, this is what we've been watching.
Oh.
We can probably switch to it.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, here's a picture of the entrance reducer, and I ended up going with the wide hole at this point. So
just because they're so busy.
yeah, and I was doing some reading today, and a lot of people say stick with the small hole at first, and then go to the big hole, and eventually, once you start adding, you get enough population growth and activity that you start adding your second box, your second brood box. Then you can, if it's middle of summer, it's really hot, you can actually pull the reducer off completely. But don't do it at the very beginning when the population's still low because they'll have a hard time defending their hive. So if you guys have any advice for me on entrance reducers, one way or the other, share with me what you know. I'm in absorption mode right now for information of entrance reducers. Small holes,
if
wide
it should
holes,
be flipped and
none at all.
Mm-hmm.
Does the hole go up? Does the hole go on the bottom? So if you have knowledge, feel free to share it with me. I'll take anything you guys got.
Yeah. Hey, Four Hearts Ranch, glad you could join. Yeah, so we're super excited about the bees. And like you said, we've done away with the jar feeder, and he's just using the top feeder. And will you keep using that? Do you know how long you'll keep using the top feeder?
From what I was reading today, at least until you add the second brood box.
Okay.
And then let the second brood box go for a while still until they start populating that. The bottom board is solid, not screened at this point.
Yeah, because we still have a chance for some really cold nights and stuff. We're really not out of the frost warning till later in May. I don't know if that makes a difference, like if we could go ahead and put a screened box on. Do you have, I guess, insider knowledge to share with us on the screened versus solid bottom board? I know that in real hot scenarios they can overheat. We were just watching a video on that tonight. They can overheat if they don't have that airflow. So Eric said, once I get home and more food source for bees, I want to get some bees. Plan on learning from other people first and working with their hive, see how it goes before I buy my own. Makes sense. You know what's funny with respect to having a food source is I never noticed how many dandelions we have in our back pasture, and not even just dandelions, just these tiny little wildflowers that are growing everywhere. And now that we have the bees and we're concerned about do they have enough pollen sources, we're seeing it all. And it's just like, it's
Yeah.
crazy how, and this even started before we even had our property and started homesteading. When we were in our suburban home and we just started getting interested in like canning and stuff, and we drive down the road and all of a sudden you're seeing apple trees that you never noticed before, and people that are just letting it go to waste and they're not harvesting it. And when we started looking for our property, you suddenly start seeing all these amazing properties with these barns and this fencing, and it's like your eyes just change once you have a new passion or a new hobby or a new, a thought process. So it was really cool that I pointed out some little tiny wildflowers to Todd tonight while we were out in the pasture. I'm like, I wonder if they're getting pollen from these.
Yeah, it's definitely. So I'm definitely. What did I say earlier? I said
absorption mode.
No, I said I'm not a beekeeper at this point. I'm just a bee owner.
Right. Hey. Sorry, dogs.
But I definitely see. I definitely see where beekeepers get their passion from, because it's really cool seeing them interact and pulling a frame out and looking at all the different patterns that they'll move and flying, coming in on the landing board. Some of them with their legs completely covered in yellow, some of them covered in white. So it's really cool. I'm already thinking about, okay, I need more bees.
Okay, so Southern Arc said if you offer them sugar water and there's a flow on, most of the time they won't take the sugar water. That's a good thing, right? You want them to go out and get the good nectar stuff. Hey everyone. Hey Food Forest and Nature Bound. That sounds new. Glad to have you here. So make your own reducer. Can use a 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch stick, leaving about 1.5 inch opening on one end.
Yeah, I do have a couple. So here's one of the entrance reducers, and it comes with two different holes. One's about 3 or 4 inches wide, and if I flip it, there's one that's 1.5 inches wide.
Oh, so maybe you switch to the 1.5 inch wide one he's recommending.
Yeah. So I don't know. Should I have it on the 4 inch wide? Well, where's my fingers here? On the 4 inch wide one, or keep it on the little small one, since they're being so active right now?
Oh man, I forgot to put the pig picture in. You guys, I don't think I said. Did I say last week? No, I don't. Maybe I did. We're getting our pigs June 2nd, but I actually got a picture of them this week. The babies are on the ground, and I'm so excited. Hey, Rosanna. But I forgot to put the picture in the live show. Oh well, you'll have to stay tuned for next week.
Next week we will share pictures with you.
They are cute as pie. What Nature Bound only a month behind regarding what? I missed it. So Southern Arc said she even used a rag one time for her reducer. And she said, I would say small only because you only have 5 frames at this time that are drawn out. So it's really a 10 frame box, right? You've got 10 frames in there, but just 5 are being worked on.
5 came from the nuke, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were already drawn out. So what we want to see is we want them to expand into those outer frames, draw a comb once we get to about 80% of our bottom box populated and active.
Why? So Island Homesteader's kind of explaining
those
why
reducers
he's
still reduce the height. If you give them the whole height of the opening, they can come and go with this. Okay.
Why he's recommending building your own stick.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do that. Nick posted pictures of the pigs for you.
Oh. Thanks, Nick.
But yeah, the little pigs, did you tell them what kind of pigs we're getting?
I did, the red wattles.
Yeah, and they have like little wattle things on the side of their face
they're
already.
So cute.
To family, welcome. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Sherry.
Hey, guys.
Watched your show last night. It was fun.
Who did they have on? I didn't get to watch it.
It was one of Daryl's long 40-year-old friends his channel's called Stead Homer.
Oh, fun. That's a fun channel name.
They had a lot of good old stories of time spent together. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. So that was bees.
Yep.
And but we wanted to, so I started the live chat with yay springs here and things are in bloom. So I wanted to take you guys for just a quick little tour of of the food forest and show you what my little eyes are seeing out there. It's very exciting. So this here is a peach blossom. And I think I'm going to ask, and I already tell you I don't want to know the answer.
Does it involve patience?
Yes. So I think I should pop these off, right? So these are mature bare root trees that I got from Stark Brothers last year. Planted them. They got wonderful, foliage last year. No fruit, of course. But this year, I want fruit so bad. I want peaches. But I think if I were to do the right thing, it would be to knock these off and don't let fruit grow on them for at least one more year. Can somebody tell me, no, go ahead and harvest your peaches, please?
She's the most impatient person I've ever met, I think, in my life.
Oh my gosh. So, and then if I must, can I at least let the flowers open? Somebody tell me. Somebody's got to know the answer. Eric, you have to know. Otherwise, get your money back for your education. So I'm going to move on, but I'm going to be watching for that answer, you guys. The next one is, I think that this is our Granny Smith apple trees. And these, of course, leaf out first and then flower later. But it's exciting to see the leaves coming out. Hold on just a second. Oops. And then moving on to Blueberry Row. Our blueberries are looking luscious. And that's not the best picture, but the next picture shows the blueberries, the actual blueberry buds and flowers. Where's my answer? Come on, guys. So I'm excited for blueberries this year. So Crepe Myrtle said she's impatient too. Um, in the food forest, we have like all of our perennial herbs and fruiting yumminess things, and so our garlic chives are looking amazing. My rhubarb is coming up, lovely. So I can't. I know I'll harvest some of this. I know I can't do a heavy harvest this year, but I will harvest at least a couple from each plant. So that's kind of all that. I did see some hollyhocks coming up. I didn't get a picture of that. And what else did we see? Hollyhocks. Oh, and the other plants that we planted a couple weeks ago from Stark Brothers. So like the honeyberries and the currants and the cranberries. It feels like there was something else. Or, excuse me, are doing really, really well. So Eric said if I saw a bigger picture, I might could give you a better answer. I'm not a pro on the flower pruning, but I'd say it's only to leave 2 or 3 peaches and it won't hurt anything. Thanks, Eric. 2 or 3, I'll be satisfied. If I can just get something. Island Homesteader said, let them bloom, let the bees collect the pollen and nectar, and then knock them off. Should let the roots develop for a couple years first. Yep, that's unfortunately what I knew the truth was. But I was just hoping since they were already a couple years old when I got them, maybe I got a pass by that rule.
Yeah, I can try to do a picture of the whole tree next week. They're what, 3 feet tall, maybe 4 feet tall?
Oh no, they're as tall as me, the peach trees.
Are they?
Oh yeah. They're
Okay, yeah, and
easily
they're
5 foot tall.
the base of the
trunk.
trunk.
To probably
I
say
want to say stem. The trunk is probably about
2
like
inches.
that.
2 inches, 2.5 inches trunk. Okay, thanks, Eric. Will do. What are Homestead friends for, right? Good idea, though, Island Homesteader, about letting the bees go get all the pollen first before I take the flowers off. I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay, Cindy, have fun.
They had a big foraging day the other day.
Who did?
Cindy and Mike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they went with their friends and got all kinds of mushrooms and.
Did they find anywhere else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. We need to watch for those pheasant in the woods because it's that time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
So Leah said, I only have a few leaves on my peach and pear trees, and my Meyer lemon has a little tiny green lemons, but it takes forever. I'm dying. Oh, that's awesome. When I was down at my dad's and he lives southern Texas, they had pears, all baby pears, like just tiny little things on their pear tree. So that was really, really cool to see. And their pear tree was huge. Like there would be absolutely no way to harvest the pears because, I mean, it was at least 20 foot tall. So he said he's going to probably get somebody in there to help him prune it back. And it looked like they had, if you guys ever seen, there's at least a couple people that I've seen that have mulberry trees like this, but the only one that comes to mind is Wiedemann Reap's mulberry tree, and the mulberries are like half the size of their finger. It looked like he had one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ours are like tiny, like
just the tip, like a fingernail size. Yeah.
Yeah, tiny little mulberries, but we have 6 mulberry trees or something like that.
So tell us what you guys are up to. What's been going on the homestead for you guys this week?
Oh, did I tell you I won $2 on two family homesteads trivia?
You did. It was a big week for you
I
last
know. I
week.
won two contests this weekend. And you're normally the one that wins all the contests.
I must have left you with some good luck.
Pakistani mulberries. Huh.
I wonder if they're like only a type that grows in hotter climates. Oh, you know what I said too when I got home this week? I said, I am done waiting. I'm having pancakes this weekend with my maple syrup. I don't care if there's no kids home with me to help me use the syrup because my fear is I'm going to open one of my jars of maple syrup and it doesn't have shelf life like um, store-bought syrup. So I don't want it to go bad. So Eric's been working on his project for grad school. Deep South Texas has been harvesting tomatoes, sweet corn, onions, harvesting already.
Jeez.
Oh, that's so awesome. Crepe Myrtle's working on their store tonight. That's so great. Hey, Farm Alarm. Oh, Leah, I wish I was there so I could come and shop at your store. That's so cool. Are you guys can you guys sell like your pickled eggs and stuff, or do you have to have like certified kitchens and stuff?
They're going to use that cottage law thing.
Oh, good. But it's so cottage law in Michigan, you can't make more than it's either $10,000 or $15,000
I think they said
income.
theirs is 20,000.
Oh, that's good. You'll have to get some T-shirts made, guys, and start making some of your money through your merch. Merch. Be all like eco-friendly and do the bamboo shopping bags.
Yeah,
Like
no, you do what you could do is you could do like two separate businesses and do your cottage law stuff for your food you make, and then everything else you sell under a different business.
just name-wise, right?
Name wise
Yeah.
under a different DBA. That way it keeps your profits low on the cottage side, and you keep all your other merchandise on your other side.
And still keep that profit low so that you can work off some of those tax benefits.
Yep,
Just saying.
that's a good idea for you. We're on your team.
If you ever need any advice like in that stuff, don't hesitate to call us. If we don't know the answer, we'll get it for you. Todd's mom is very experienced in running small businesses. Awesome. I can't wait to see what you do, Eric, when you get home. It's going to be great. Wow, Green Gables 30 their cottage lost 30 grand in
Wow.
Alabama. That's so that's another thing that people don't talk enough about when they talk about what should you look for when you're searching for where you want to put down roots and make your homestead. They often talk about, regulations and stuff as far as can you buy or sell your milk, but not with respect to actually, what are the detailed regulations with respect to income-based businesses. Um, so that's a big drastic difference, right? In Michigan, our cottage law is 10,000 or $15,000. Alabama, it's 30 grand.
So bobblehead, hey buddy, welcome.
Hey Jeff, glad you could make it.
And Food Forest, have a good night.
Oh
Thanks
yes.
for joining us. So is that is the cottage law thing? Let's say it's capped at 20 grand. Is that 20 grand of profit minus expenses, or is it just 20,000 versus of income?
Income? I don't know.
Or is it income offset by expenses?
I've never looked into it detailed enough to know.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Awesome, Eric. That's so super. Our son too. Now he didn't do his master's yet, but he's finished his bachelor's and he comes home next weekend or this coming weekend. But starts work the very next week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So enjoy the last 2 weeks of being a kid, and then it's all grown up stuff here on out. That'll be great, Eric. But let me give you guys an update on my little garden. So, not this past weekend, the weekend before, I did my first planting. Um, and I got home yesterday, and this morning when I woke up, so it was like midnight. So this morning when I woke up, I walked out there because I just had to see is anything showing itself, and there are some things. So that's pretty fun. This isn't the best picture, but those little things popping up out of the ground are my Lincoln peas. So I planted 32 feet of Lincoln peas. I'm very, very excited about that. 32 square feet, I should say. So Crepe Myrtle said 20,000 gross revenue, we think. That's awesome. And they're thinking about building a commercial grade kitchen on their property anyway, just to have it. Well, you know what? Now that you know that you're staying there, might as well. Michigan is 25,000, I thought. Not the last I looked anyway, Leela, no. And that's probably been a year or so ago. Well, thanks. Okay, so Nick looked it up, and it is 25,000 gross sales per year in Michigan. I was wrong. Thanks for that, Nick. So whoops, wrong one. So that was my pea shoots, and what you're seeing here is a very large lettuce bowl. It's about how wide would you say the circumference of that?
Like 3 feet, probably.
Yeah, 3 foot wide circle out in the garden. And Abigail owned planting this, and she doesn't quite realize that she did very, very intense gardening. I let her go at it and kind of told her just make like a ring, like a spiral with your finger in it, and then plant your seeds all different colors all the way around, because I really didn't care. I gave her the option to do what she wanted to do, and I walked out there over there because I got done doing what I was doing, and honestly there was like 20 seeds 20 seeds on top of 20 seeds on top of 20 seeds. I was like, oh my gosh, that's way too much. But we kind of spread some around, and but the results are we're going to have a very intense lettuce bowl this year. So Farm Alarm said they haven't gotten anything in the ground yet, but they're going to start when they get back from the Bigger Creek Seed Festival. Awesome. So I showed you my lettuce and my pea shoots, but I also going into the garden are my updates from my winter sowing. So cauliflower and broccoli did really well. I'm not sure what's what anymore in these 2-liter bottles because my permanent marker has completely gone away. So it's going to be a surprise when something actually starts producing. But I wanted to show you that I've got really, really great starts on the cauliflower, really great starts on the lemon balm, and finally, out of 14 2-liter bottles, 2 of them worked for onion slips, which I completely had given up on, which is why I ordered all those onion slips a while back. But I'll go ahead and throw these out there with the rest of the onions. They'll just be a little bit further behind. But it's fun this time of the year when you actually finally start seeing, um, you know,
Oh yeah,
life coming back.
especially results from an experiment that we weren't really sure if it was going to work or not work, and
Yeah. So speaking of that, I did another. I think I mentioned it. Yeah, because I showed you guys last week the 2 liter bottles in the garden beds, and how I was doing a direct winter sowing experiment where you don't actually do it in the 2 liter bottles. You just put the 2 liter bottles in the garden bed to warm up the soil for like things that would go in after your frost free dates. And I put my tomato seed in the ground tonight, underneath all of those. So that will be fun to see if it works. I'll tell you what I did just because I want to be successful. I put about 5, 6, 7 seeds in underneath each one of those 2 liter bottle tops, just hoping that at least one will work. So that'll be good.
mm-hmm.
Hopefully it works. If not, I just have to go buy starts. Okay, Leah, have fun at your store. Don't work too hard. Lift with your knees, not with your back.
So, are there any of the bee people still here who
Yeah,
have
Island
experience, like
Homesteader.
Southern Arc or Island? If you guys are still here, let me know. I got a question for you. In particular, when we went out tonight to give them a little bit more sugar water, we kept seeing right around the entrance, like landing board and up on the sides a little bit, um, these tiny, tiny little black bugs. And they almost look like gnats, like those little gnats that'll fly around your head and annoy the crap out of you. And they almost had the same structure of a gnat, because if I touched it, it basically just crushed like it was made of dust almost. But they were alive and they were kind of crawling around. I need to do some looking into these things a little bit more to figure out what's going on. If they're just gnats, or do you think that my nucleus colony that I got from this guy may have been infested with varroa mites already? So are varroa mites,
They're just solid dark black.
are they a solid? Well, are they really hard to crush like a flea would be? Like you ever see a flea and you try to crush it in your fingers, and you can squeeze it as hard as you want and it's still alive. These things weren't like that. They would basically, if you just touched them, they would break apart into pieces and be dead. So, have you ever seen varroa mites before? And what kind of structure do they have? Are they like a hard-bodied? And how big are they?
I mean, these were literally like kind of like if you left an ink pen on paper just a little bit too long and it made a
Yeah,
dot. They were really, really small,
maybe the head of a pin.
like a
Uh,
ballpoint pen.
yeah, like a ballpoint pen,
Yeah.
or like even like a push pin. They have that little head on the top.
Nick's helping us out.
Okay.
My hives have little black bugs that look like miniature lice or tiny fruit flies. You're right. That's exactly what it sounds like. They're very small. So,
So mites are like tiny ticks and they don't fly. So I didn't
so
see any
these
of these
didn't
things.
fly.
I did not see any of them fly. But I tried touching them to see if they would fly away, and every time I touched them, they would just like crumble.
But they weren't hard like and their exoskeleton or whatever wasn't hard like a tick where you'd have to like pinch it in your fingernail. You could literally like one was on his glove and I just went like this and it just mushed. So Nature Brown sauce sounds like the culprit.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't really want to click that link that you posted now, Nick, but I'll go back and let's see. I'll open it in.
A new tune.
Yeah, I'll go back and read that. I opened up your link, Nick, so thank you. I did record some video of them, so I can show you guys next week. And
What I noticed just real fast while you had that open that one of the thoughts was maybe small hive beetle larvae. And I don't know what hive beetles look like. It just says small hive beetle larvae. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at it. And the size of a pinhead. See? What is that? Scab type beetle? Hmm. All they do is clean up dead stuff around the hive. I don't know. We'll have to.
We'll look into it.
So he said it doesn't sound like mites to me, so that's
Okay.
hopeful. I told him, I said, just look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's already YouTube videos out there on it.
Well, that was like, what, half an hour before we went live tonight. So I didn't do any research on it, but when I stepped away for a second, and as I was in the other room, I thought, oh, I need to ask people about those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe do just a real quick video. Even like if you did a video on what you saw and then what you learned and what they might be. Just it could help
like
other people
post
out.
it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have it on my phone. I could hold it up to the camera, but that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
So we'll research it. I'll let you know and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So do you guys, so I've been looking a lot into the oxalic acid for treatment for mites. Is that something that any of you guys use? I know there's all different types of things. There's strips that you can put in there. There's some people talk about essential oils with olive oil mixture and different things to try to repel the mites.
So the one that I read too was like some sort of essential oil, maybe peppermint or something. I don't remember, with like mixed in a Vaseline. And why they said that is because when the mites go through it, the Vaseline coats them and they can't do like they can't function anymore.
Yeah, no, some people use olive oil traps in the bottom board.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get like our head around like all the troubleshooting things. And it's so like, for example, we have to talk to somebody that we trust and that we know that's been doing it for a while. So Island Homesteader says he's a natural beekeeper, so he doesn't use anything. Because, for example, we watched some gentleman who was out of Russia doing his beekeeping videos, and last year he was going over his pre-wintering setup, and then Todd had watched that after he watched the results of that process, and he had lost every single hive, and the story of the video was what I did wrong. And I'm like, you can, it's kind of like when you do research for a project, and you have to find reputable sources. So we feel like we can trust a lot of you guys that we've seen your videos. Not only that, but we know that you've been doing it for year over year. And what was funny?
What Kiri wrote there. Yeah, and I'm not the type of guy where if I'm researching something and I go hop on YouTube and I watch a video and they say, okay, yeah, that problem is this and here's how you solve it, I will never take that and run with it. I always do more research and more research and more research.
I know.
Crazy Russian hacker. Yeah, he made some bad mistakes. I like his videos and I like his personality. He's kind of funny. But yeah, he had like extra empty deep boxes on top of all of his brood chambers, overwintered with sugar water pouring down over them in the middle of winter, and killed all 7 of his hives. So
probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But he did learn his lesson. But if you were an unfortunate person that followed him from the beginning, thinking that, because he didn't present it as this is an experiment, he presented it as this is how I always do this.
Yeah.
So Jeff said, don't do anything I do. I'm still new.
Yeah.
Yeah, we feel the same way.
But that's just my point is I try not to let one person or one video influence my decision. I like to collect a lot of information from multiple sources and then run with it. Make a lot better decisions that way.
Hey, but on a different topic, can we switch off bees?
No.
Yeah, please.
No, it's all about the bees tonight.
No, it is. Did you guys like our thumbnail for tonight's video? Because it was so cute. Yeah, with the bees.
There we are.
Okay. I was just remembering, isn't the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference coming up soon? Just in a week or two. I think it's always in May.
The Patera one?
Yeah, the Patera one.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, I think some of you guys are going.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
because the Pratts were supposed to go there, and now they're not going to go.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I just wanted to wish whoever here is going a wonderful time. Hope you make lots of friends, and you get to learn a lot of great things. Oh yeah, we watch Vino Farm. He's really, really good. We enjoy his videos. We are all new and something at some time. It's a learning experience. I agree. I'm learning everything. Brand new, fresh from scratch. Simple thing, right? I think when I'm at home, I've mastered my homemade biscuits. But where did we go? I think we went to Bob Evans the other day, and I had a biscuit, and I was like, man, I'm not even close yet. Not even close to Bob Evans.
Really?
Mm-mm. They're so light and fluffy. Mine aren't that light and fluffy. Still working on it. Yeah, May 5th and 6th is the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. Thanks, Nick. So
Yeah.
all you guys that are going, have a wonderful, wonderful time. Nick's put up the Eventbrite link, so if you still want to get tickets, I'm sure that there's still tickets available. So, I don't know if you caught Island Homesteader. They don't do sugar water in the hive once it's above or below 50 degrees.
So as in the fall, is that what you're saying? I assume so. Chickawolf.
Hey, Wendy,
there.
how are you? Wendy and Troy.
Yeah.
I always remember Troy because that's my oldest son's middle name, Preston Troy.
Didn't they have something the other day? They posted something funny on Instagram. It was cracking me up. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
Oh, maybe it was a while ago where the dog was took Troy's seat from him and wouldn't get out of the seat or something.
I don't know.
And Nick, thank you for those links.
Yeah, that's helpful.
You haven't been here for the entire semester because you've been busy every night. And you're here tonight and we appreciate you. You got the job.
I'm sure Todd is not complaining about your biscuit making practice. No one's complaining. I just notice when I go to the restaurant, I've got this desired end state that I want it to taste like a Bob Evans biscuit.
Little tweaks or something.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, we always forget to say this, but it is the end of the hour. And while we have some of you guys here, can you hit the thumbs up button for us on your way out the door? And that's it, right? And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. We absolutely love the best video of the week for us is our live show. Oh, that's okay, Kentucky Home. So glad you're here.
More swarm catching. That's really intriguing to me. I've watched a lot of swarm catching, swarm traps, swarm lure videos over the last week. Russian Hacker made a couple different boxes. He tested a couple different styles. I've
Yeah, I
seen a lot of
wonder.
people lately on Facebook, some of the Facebook groups I'm a member of people um, just using empty pop bottles, lemongrass oil on a cotton ball, stick it inside, and hang it from a tree.
Yeah, and then
Pretty
you
soon
just
you
go.
got like a whole swarm. Come when you cut the string, drops down in your box, and you got a swarm. So I'm wondering if we should try it.
Yeah, I'm dying to try it. I want to catch a swarm because I think that's the appropriate way to do it rather than keep buying, not that we did, but for people that keep bringing in southern bees and they're wondering why they're dying, um, give these native bees um, a good home.
Yeah.
So you ready to say goodnight?
I think so. We did have a
Oh,
couple of people just
I just
join.
want to tell Wendy something. So Wendy, can you shoot me a message like on Instagram or something where you got your kite? I told him I want a kite like Wendy. And I've been forgetting to ask, and you're here, and we had a really windy day today. And I just want to get on a piece of cardboard and stand on it with your kite and see how far I can go.
Like
If you
yard surfing?
Yes, if you guys have not seen Wendy's kite video, Wendy, throw a link in here or something that sends people over to your kite video. Oh, I was so
I bet
jealous.
you Nick can find it real quick, maybe.
Chicka Ranch kite video, Nick. See if you can find it. I was saying Wendy, so he might not know who it was.
Oh, yeah.
Swarms and put them in a cardboard box to get them into hives. Just like they were just out Kentucky home, were they just like hanging out on a tree, or where did you find them? One in a tree, one in our compost bin. Good luck with your bees.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the things about our property last year, and we're pretty observant people. We never really seen any bees really anywhere on our property
Mason
all
bees.
year.
Well, we had quite a bit of mason bees.
We had mason bees, and then when we were working on clearing part of our forest last year, a hornet came out and got me.
Yeah, we did have the paper hornet nest.
And we didn't know where they were coming from. And then eventually in the fall, we found a big paper hornet nest about the size of a basketball.
Thanks, Nick. Hopefully that's it. "12-foot Hawaiian Delta by New Tech Kites." I'll look for a link. Okay, well, I'll have this to remember it,
It's
Wendy.
a 12-foot kite?
I'm telling you, that thing she said, it's like sometimes it's kind of scary. It can pick you up off the ground. But she's tiny, but
Is it one of those ones like with the two handles where you got to like hold on to that thing?
I don't know. It'd probably blow her kids away, though, on a strong day. But no, don't worry about going and finding a link. I've got this now forever, so I'll be able to come back and watch this and remember what you said. Okay, but I'm ready to say goodnight because it is my bedtime and I unfortunately have to go to work in the morning.
Scott Hendricks. Okay, I'll check that one out too.
Yeah, Ontario's a lot closer to us than Southern or Island Homesteader, for example. To get, familiar, what are people doing in the cold winters and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Scott Hendricks. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you. And there's somebody new also, like Cody something. Cody Tech or something. The guy's got like over 1 million subscribers. He does bees too. I just subscribed to him today. He's got like 100 and some
Night.
beekeeping videos in
Good
this
night, Laura.
playlist. By Laura, by Kiri. So yeah,
Good
you
night,
said good
Kentucky
night.
Ham. I know.
Everyone's leaving, so
Yeah.
I guess we gotta leave too. But thank you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be back again next.
Next
I
week.
think we'll keep coming every Tuesday night. I'm kind of wondering how
The summer's gonna go.
summer's gonna treat us. Not
Not
that,
even just us, but you guys too will be busy.
yeah. I mean, we'll always make time to do our Tuesday night shows, but if everybody
Careful
else,
saying always make time, because even we might get busy.
well, true, but
Yeah.
Cody's Lab, yes, that's the one I was looking for. Summers are going to go on. It's not going to get dark till 9:30 in some places. People are going to get busy, so we'll
Yeah.
keep an eye on things. And as things go throughout the summer, if we may cut back to a couple times a month, or well, we'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. But next Tuesday, we'll be here.
Yeah. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in for another great live show. See you guys next week.
All right, bye bye.